Yo, what's up, guys? So, a quick update. I've been working very hard on my new upcoming book called Sharps and Swindles. It should be released by January if all goes well. And so today in this video, I'd like to teach you one of those tricks in that book that I call Flashback. Let's get into it. Alright, so here is what Flashback looks like. So just pretend that I have somebody here. I don't, but we can pretend, okay? So what I'll do is this. As I drop cards like this, just say stop anytime you'd like. Alright, stop maybe right here. Remember that card. I will not look. What we'll do, we'll just put it back somewhere in the middle of the deck, just like this, okay? So we know that it's about, I don't know, maybe halfway down. So maybe we can just give it a few shuffles like this, just to really make sure it's lost somewhere in the middle of the deck. All right, now what I'll do is I want you to think about the way your card is spelled. For instance, if your card was maybe the Ace of Clubs, you just in your head think ACEOFCLUBS. Spell the name of the whole card in your head, and I want you to do that for each card that I deal face down on the table, but only in your head. And once you spell your card, say stop, and in fact scream it at me as loud as you can, only in your head. Don't say it out loud, okay? So here we go. Are you ready? All right, so here we go. Oh wait, did you say stop right there? I felt that. I kind of heard it. What was your card? The Two of Diamonds? There it is right there, the Two of Diamonds. So this is inspired by John Bannon's trick called Dead Reckoning. And this is pretty much impromptu. The only thing you need for this is a good marked deck of cards. So what you'll do is you want to get you want to pencil dot one of the cards. It doesn't matter which one it is, just any random card. And you want to do the combo pencil dot, where you pencil dot the corners of the white borders and the edge mark, okay? So put a coloring on the edge of the card there. That way you can tell it in a spread like this, and you can look on the side of the deck to know about where it is in the deck. So what you want to do is get this card 10 from the face, okay? So just put the marked card on top, the pencil dotted card, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and put those on the bottom of the deck. So now that pencil dotted card is 10 from the bottom. Now what you'll do is you'll start to drop cards like this, just spread groups of cards and drop them on the table. And as you do that, you just ask the person to say stop anytime as you do. So you do this and have them say stop anytime. Once they do, you show them the card, the top card in your hand, which is very important. We'll see why here in a minute. But right now you can just read the marking on the back of this card. In this case, I know it's the 10 of clubs. So you turn your head for dramatic purposes and you show them the card and have them remember it. Now you'll put it on top, back on top of the deck as you spread a few cards off of here and drop them, after which you drop the rest of the cards here on top of that. So your 10 card setup here is going directly on top of their card, which you know is the 10 of clubs. Now, since you know it's the 10 of clubs, you square up the deck and you'll go into a shuffle that controls the card determined by what their card is. And you'll do this using Simon Aronson's Flash Speller, and I'll explain to you how that works and what it is. So in essence, the Flash Speller is a way to instantly determine how many letters are in a particular card when spelled out. So for instance, in this case, the top card is the 3 of spades, and I know without any memory work that it's going to be 13 letters. How do I know that? Well, the rule is very simple. The only thing you need to remember is the numbers 11, 12, and 14. The only memorization work that you have to do for this is remembering the numbers 11, 12, and 14. Now you will assign suits to these numbers. Clubs will be 11. Hearts and spades both will be 12. And diamonds will be 14. Okay, so once again, it's very important to remember this. Clubs 11, hearts and spades 12, and diamonds 14. So we know that 11 is clubs. Anytime you think clubs, just think 11, okay? So now all the suits are broken down into 3 categories. You have your basics, your smalls, and your bigs. Basics are the middle of the road. Basics are only the cards that spell with 4 letters in the value. That means that the 4, 5, 9, Jack, and King all spell with 4 letters in the value. Okay, so when you think of clubs, you think 11, and these basic ones will always automatically be 11 letters. All right, so the 4 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 9 of clubs, Jack of clubs, King of clubs all spell with 11 letters. Now, since basic 11 are all of these, small 11 will be 10s, right? So, or club small will be 10. So smalls are the ones in which are spelled with 3 letters in the values, all right? So the aces, the 2s, the 6s, and the 10s, all of these cards are spelled with 10 letters. The ace of clubs, 2 of clubs, 6 of clubs, 10 of clubs, all spelled with 10 letters. And you'll know that by first thinking 11 is clubs, basics are the 4s, so the smalls must be the 3s. And it's very intuitive. Once you think about the 2, you know that it's 3 letters, so it's a small, which has to be 10 letters in the card. So when you're thinking big, that has to mean, right, that all the values are spelled with 5 letters, the 3s, the 7s, the 8s, and the queens. All right, so when you think clubs, you think 11, and if it's a bigger one, like an 8, you know that it has to be 12, all right? So you always first think about the basic and then go to either 10 or the 12. The 10 being the small, the 12 being the big, right? It's very, very intuitive, and just go around and get all the clubs out and practice with the clubs. Next, move on to the hearts and the spades. All right, they're both the same. They operate exactly the same. So once again, we have our smalls, we have our basics, and we have our bigs. All right, since we know that hearts and spades are 12, it's the same thing with that, right? Only you're doing it for 12, right? You think heart or spade, you think basic, which is 12. And if it's a smaller big, you just go right to 11 or 13, right? So you know that all the smalls and hearts and spades will always automatically be 11 because the basic is automatically 12. So you have to go to the small, so you know it's the 11, right? So the ace of hearts, 2 of hearts, 6 of hearts, 10 of hearts all spell with 11 letters. All the basics are 12. And then all the bigs are obviously 13. The 3 of hearts, 7 of hearts, 8 of hearts, queen of hearts are all 13. For diamonds, same exact thing. We know when you think of diamonds, you think of 14. So small would be 13, big would be 15. So you know automatically that the basics all spell with 14 letters. That is the 4 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, Jack of diamonds, and the King of diamonds. Those are all automatically 14 because these are the basics. The smalls, you know automatically you gotta go back down to 13 because they're smalls. That is the ace, 2, 6, and 10 of diamonds. Bigs, you know already that they're all 15. The 3 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, queen of diamonds, 8 of diamonds. They're all the larger spelled values, so they all get 15. So coming back to this, now that you know the card is the 10 of clubs, we know for sure that it spells with 10 letters, right? Because it's a club and it's a small, so we get 10 if it was, you get the idea. So now we have to do a shuffle to control it 10 from the top. And since we have that pencil dot, all we're going to do is this. We don't need to do anything, but I'll show you for bigger ones later. So you're going to start out by spreading the deck to your pencil dotted card, which is right here. So now, once I do that, break these away, that 10 of clubs will automatically be 10 down from here. So to make it look like I'm just shuffling the deck, I just spread through to my pencil dot, and I spread over a batch of cards and more than 10 on top of these, like this, and then throw some here, and then put the deck down. So it just looks like you're just mixing cards around, right? Just like you don't care about them. And by doing that, all you're really doing is cutting that card, that pencil dot card to the bottom of the deck, but disguised sort of in a shuffle. So we're here again in a starting position. All you're going to do here is just think about it as cutting all the cards, pencil dot included, to the bottom of the deck, and just do that. But in a way that just looks like a shuffle. So you spread to your pencil dot like this, spread over some cards of more than 10 and put these there in a way that just looks like you're just mixing cards. So now that 10 of clubs, if you just spell to it, TENOFCLUBS, it'll be there every time because of that thing. So what happens if you get a card that spells with more than 10 letters? Very easy. So once again, we're here. We just put this pencil dot card 10 from the bottom, and we do this, say stop anytime. You turn your head, they look at their card as you do this, and just show them the card. In this case, it's the 8 of spades, so you know automatically that it spells with 13 letters. So you put this back on, spread a few cards like this, and so this top card is going down there, and plop the rest on top. Now, since it's 13 letters, you do that same thing, that same shuffling motion, but you just add 3 cards on top. What do I mean by that? So again, you just spread through to your pencil, take it and everything above it away like this, spread over more than 13 cards on top of these, put some on bottom. Now, since right now that 8 of spades is 10 down from here, you just add 3 cards on top of this in the same shuffling sequence. So when you move some down here like this, come back up, move maybe 2 up here, come back down, and then maybe 1 more and come back down. So now you just added 3 cards on top of that 10 card setup because you know it's 13 down. So you put the cards on the table, and then you do the whole presentation. You know, they spell in their head EIGHTOFSPADES, and it's their card every time. So all the cards in the deck will only have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 letters in them. So it's very easy to just adjust. You will either always do 1 card, 2 cards, all right, 3 cards, 4 cards, or 5 cards on top of that 10 card setup, right? So it's very simple. Just imagine that we're here, we're doing the shuffle like this. And so if it was 10, you do nothing. If it was 11, just come over here, add 1 card, put those down. If it was 12, same thing, spread to your pencil, spread over a bunch of cards like this, add 2 cards on top of the 10, put them there. And you're just doing that by spreading over cards like this, just counting 2 cards and putting them on top. If it was 13, you already saw me do that, but I'll do it again. Do that, spread to your pencil, push over a block of more than 13, put some on bottom, put a couple there, right? Come back down, put 1 more there for the 3 on top of the 10. If it was 14, same thing, just do 2 at a time like this, right? There's 2 and then 2 on top of that 10. If it was 15, same thing, just do 3 and 2 like this. So it's very easy to do like that. So I hope you like this trick. All of the tricks in my new book are pencil dotted key card tricks like this. That's very effective and has that impossible factor. And so, by the way, if you're still watching this, this is my new deck of cards, collaboration with my good friend Manel, called the Mantis deck. Will be available this spring. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy life to watch this video. It means the world to me, and if you learned something new, if you got value from the video, do me a huge favor, hit the like button and sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.